Time to take on Dukino's Progenitor. What should I use? I've never used the launcher in conjunction with the bee before. I wonder how effective it would be if I equipped 2 or even 4 bandit launchers of appropriate level. Green or better. And if I just fired them off in quick succession.
Explain it to me again.
Like I said, instead of punching, I prefer to keep my distance from the target, pick my moment, and kill them with a single well-placed shot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You lost me yet instead of punching.
Very well, Fred.
Six items in my backpack. That leaves plenty of space for scavenging and scrounging.
Get your health and shields right here.
Scrounging and scavenging.
Guns.
I don't really care for a Vlad barrel and a Torg revolver. I need to try this out. I've never used this version of the Fibber before.
I'm sure we'll be doing this again.
I'm always checking these boxes, hoping to score a Jacobs revolver with a Jacobs Torg or Hyperion barrel in that order of preference. By the way, I should put on a Jacobs skin. And there's something I started to talk about in the last episode. Here's that thing again.
Don't die. I need your business. Tell you.
And then I got sidetracked, just like I did there.
Doctor says
And that is shotgun sights. 6 different options for shotgun sights. Plain old iron sights, which you know is my fave. Under most circumstances, iron sights are all you need. Then there's the Torg reflex sight, and then there are 4 different structurally superfluous scopes. 4 out of 6, that's 2/3, that's approximately 67% chance that a shotgun will spawn with a structurally superfluous optical attachment. And that's just unacceptable. That needs to not be a thing in Borderlands 3 and moving forward. I could maybe see every manufacturer making a different style of reflex sight. And of course there would always be the option of shotguns spawning with just plain old iron sights. But that should be a thing regardless of label color, instead of every ledge or perp unless it's highly specialized. And this goes for pearls too. Having some structurally superfluous optical attachment that's obligatory. Obligatory and structurally superfluous. That's mind-blighting. Also, I'd like to see slug guns as a regular thing in future Borderlands games. Right now, there are only one I can think of. There might be others that function along a similar principle. The only one I can think of is a Jacobs, and I forget what it's called. But it fires twin slugs. It has a Jacobs barrel. By the way, the flat-off barrel...
Let me know if anything catches your eye.
on this hammer buster... no, flat-off stock on this hammer buster... It, I forget what it does. It does something regarding recoil. It has both one bonus and one penalty. I know that the doll stock is the most, or generally regarded as being the most desirable stock to have on assault rifles and battle rifles. By the way, this is not an assault rifle, it's a battle rifle. And with its optical attachment, it can also be classified as a para-sniper rifle. If it had a reflex sight, it would be a battle rifle. Really? Really?
Nothing like a turret kill.
Once again, I can't see. That's a bad omen. I know my B got knocked out right away. How do you like my use of the word omen? Yes, that is in reference to The Omen. I think that's made by Tedior, isn't it? Alright, now I'm guessing the Hammer Buster is not going to be ideal against this particular foe. But what is? What? Yeah, I should experiment with this before I try to use it against that giant skag. Remember in the previous episode I was talking about pistols that have a rear sight but no front sight? Here's an example of that. But at least they line up. Well, when this thing hits, it actually does something. Because of its arc. It's kind of like Flint's tinderbox, in a way. That's not doing enough. It's doing something. Where's my B power? Wake up, you dumb shit. You're the whole thing that makes this possible. There. Why the hell did you... Why are you even wasting your shots on me? Dumbass AI.
Tossing the little lady.
Come on, B. Take forever, why don't you? Jeez. The hell?
Good job saving little skag buddy, man. I think logistically that makes you its new mom or something. I don't know.
Wow, that's... wow.
Well, it's no Rick Fibber, but I guess it did the job. I'll buy that for $1. I forget what the best variation of the buffalo is. And I've been using the Rick Fibber that would have taken maybe a handful of seconds. I've never had the bee be so obstinate before. Yeah, this is definitely a special purpose weapon. But then so is the whatchamadoozer Rick Fibber. Any variation of the Fibber. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put on a Jacob skin. Even when I vocally reminded myself to do so, and I still forgot. I forget what a foregrip does on sniper rifles. Since this has no scope, this isn't a sniper rifle. I call it a safari rifle. Don't move around like a tard. Doggone it. Of course, the sights don't line up right. And you have that completely superfluous zoom. You don't need zoom with iron sights.
Mad about that?
You're aiming just slightly low. See how it lines up? It's wrong. It's like you're aiming with the ears of the front sight instead of the front sight itself. Quit screwing stuff up like that. Make things work right in the future. I mean, it's an FPS game. First-person shooter. That. Every type of sight, doesn't matter whether it's iron sights, reflex sights, scope, etc. There's a certain way that things work. Quit doing it wrong. Yeah, see? You're aiming with the ears of the front sight instead of the sight itself, and there is no rear sight. While I'm here, I'm wondering if I should... check some loot chests. And get some use out of my 2 new Jakes. Might as well. Checking the zoom. I was thinking it would be funny if they both have the same amount of zoom when one has iron sights and the other has a scope. The Digger's Shadow. Bucket Wheel Excavator. Remember the Bucket Wheel Excavator in Borderlands 1, known as Thor? Where Baron Flint and his crew hung out. What? I bet I got hit by some thrown axe. Insert Princess Bride reference. See if I can shoot the rider off. It's hard to tell where the head is. Wow, this doesn't do jack squat. Beefalo. Supposedly it should make you the ultimate safari hunter on Pandora. But because the sights don't line up, because it has no rear sight and the front sight lines up all wonky ass as it does, it's far less than it could be. I don't have a problem with Jacob's sniper rifles being bolt action when they're blue label. I know I mentioned that before. I've also said in the past that I wouldn't have a problem with all Jacob's sniper rifles being bolt action. And here's part of the reason for that. Since they have high recoil anyway, it takes some time to reacquire your shot and reacquire your sight between shots. But oh yeah, that's right. everything have to be a disappointment? Except this. On this, only the Hyperion sight is a disappointment. Everything else is fine. So much zoom. Who thought that would be a good idea? Who thought it would be... Who actually thinks it's necessary to have zoom with iron sights or reflex sights? I mean, it's so unstalker-like. Torg launcher. Is that a Malawan barrel? It looks like it. That's only a 2-shooter. Don't need a Teddy SMG. That was on my shopping list previously. I have no interest in new Doom. It's hard enough for me to go back to playing any of the Half-Life games, even Half-Life 2, precisely because of the lack of ADS. Hey. Another 2-shooter. Oh well. I'll just have to use it carefully. Isn't that interesting that I just found 2 Torg rocket launchers with Malawan barrels, which is my preference. .3 TDOR scope.
Windows to the soul!
Yeah, let's do B with a launcher. See what that does. Accuracy is worthless. I mean, why even have a scope? I say that a lot, don't I? Well, it continues to be true, and it continues to happen, so expect me to complain about it. I don't like it when things happen that ought not be happening. I'm keeping it. That's not hugely impressive. I'd almost rather... I would rather use this. This is... I'm still glad I have the buffalo. Oh, come on. Now I'm just getting cheesed off. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad I have it. And I would have done it anyway for the sake of completion. But it doesn't seem to be impressing me as much as it did on normal. Frivolous tactical reload. I still say Jacob should make lever action guns of some sort. You know, any and all future Borderlands games. And they should feed from detachable magazines of some sort. They could, and they're, you have several interesting options to choose from in regard to that. They could be top-fed box mags with offset sights. Smart. But not smart enough. Frivolous tactical reload. They could be side-fed box mags, in which case the sights would line up in the conventional manner. Or they could be P90 style L mags, in which case they could feed from the top or the side. So you've got box mags or L mags, and in either case they could feed from the top or the side, most likely the left side, since everybody's right-handed in FPS games. So far this thing's outperforming both of my specialized Jakes, red text Jakes. Of course, it's an elemental. Jake and Mal. Pretty much opposite extremes. So I came away with not only a Buffalo, but a new rocket launcher to play with. Razor rifle. That means it has a pig sticker on it. Remember the technique I was using before, where I would combine two of those guys in a row with electric Nova shields? What do you think is the probability of that happening again? So of all my new weapons, the one I'm enjoying the most is just a plain blue, not even a red text.
Say hello, sweetie.
Can't see anything because of the glare on my screen. Ouch. Roasted and electrocuted.
When you think murder, think Marcus Munitions.
It's not murder.
You're my millionth customer. Don't let it go to your head. Cardiator. Good luck.
Yeah, I should get back. See what's in the shops. And Sanctuary. I do like both Jake and Mal. Since I already have a Jacob's hat, I should get a Malawan hoodie. Wear them at the same time and be a walking contradiction.
You can never be too well armed. I always got new stuff. Check back later. Kneecap season on damn war wounds. Fire can already. Later, Vault Hunter.
Keep it, keep it, keep it, sell it, keep it, sell it, sell it. Wish I could take the bayonet off of this and stick it on my hammer buster. But this isn't Stalker. Some Stalker mods do have bayonets. Sell that, keep that, keep that. Sell that, and all the rest. Oh, I should have put this shock trooper on while I was playing around with my electric Reiko.
Come back any day. Why loot the dead when you can buy from me? Feeling overburdened by money? 2 words, my friend. No refund. I'm legally obligated to tell you that I ain't...
Security shock trooper is the one I like best.
You can always trust the gun at your side.
Oh, look at that. I love bandit launchers.
That'll cause some pain. Always happy to do business with a Vault Hunter. Don't have too much
It's
time.
been on my list for a while. Did it really? And since it unleashes a salvo of 3 rockets per shot, the accuracy rating, that's kind of like the standards of a shotgun, multi-projectiles. I don't really need, I don't need it, but I kind of want it. The acid launcher. And look, they all have Torg exhaust ports. Bandit grip, Torg grip, TDOR grip, Vlad Mal Vlad barrels.
Later, Vault Hunter.
Rocking a good loadout here. And technically I have a hybrid loadout going on, so I can switch back and forth.
No questions asked. Remember, we're always...
I can't feel anything.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the Rocketeer. for ordinary fighting. Oh, what order should I put these in? I guess that seems about right. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun! And then I'll switch to the tactical B. That's what I call it when I combine tactician with a B. That'll be for fighting bosses. Good mix of launchers here. And they're all just plain old greens. But they work. Yeah, you can tell I've been playing some other characters because some of these have increased. Let's see. Shield capacity is the next one. 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8. Lots of 5s and lots of 8s. No, I'll go for critical hit damage. Yeah, and I still need to hunt down these amalgamates gone wild. Tease.
Welcome to Dr. Zed's Portable Clinic. What can I get for you?
Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Sell it, sell it, sell it.
Come on back anytime.
I don't like getting too complicated with a mixed loadout. I think I will hold on to this acid launcher. I only really need one launcher. Wow. Yeah, this will be the one. Just not ready to say goodbye to these two. Oh, let's see. Not ready to say goodbye to that either. The Buffalo is fun, but could be funner if it had a rear sight and if the front sight actually lined up right. This will be more tactically useful. And as for that, this will be a placeholder for the Lady Fist. So if I wanted to, I could pack one more weapon. Logically, I think it should be slag.
Explain it to me again.
I guess.
See how that works? Everything is reasonably leveled.
Pick my moment and kill them with a single well-placed shot.
Fires a 5-round burst, has a 10-round mag. Pointless. Do your left arm. Don't neglect either side. Catch you on the flow. Wait, no. Before I call it. Let's see which of these actually looks cooler. That one. There's one more Jacobs that I think is the top tier best one. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, since I've got the Hammer Buster, it's only fitting that I should wear some sort of Jacobs colors. I'll max out my pistol ammo next time. Catch you on the flip side, and see you next mission, slabs.